Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year.
You're listening to the Rhythm and Brews podcast. What you say?
I see dead people.
You listening to the Rhythm and Brews podcast. What you sipping on?
Rhythm and Brews. And we back, baby.
What you sipping on?
It's been a while.
Right, yo? Did you miss us?
Let us know.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And while we're at it, yeah. Welcome back to the Rhythm and Brews podcast. As usual, I am the Podfather of Connecticut, your boy Prince Latif, and over to my left,
It's your boy, Mr. R&B Smooth, and as always, on the ones and the twos.
it's your boy DJ D-Dub. What up?
Sir.
And over on my right, we got a special guest in the building.
Hey.
Tell them who you are, Zeke. Let them know what you do.
What's going on, everyone? This is Zeke, right from Bridgeport. Pleasure to be here. Rhythm and Brews, thank you for having me. We're here to just have a great time.
All right, sir.
For sure.
Let the people know what it is that you do.
That's right. So what I do is I install into everyone that gets around me energy and vision. I generally don't have a title for that, so I just like to say that first. But overall, I'm an advocate. I am a representative of Bridgeport community and empowering our strong brothers and sisters to get up, get going, and understanding that there's lots of things for you out there. Right now, I'm currently president, Viva Hair Salon, Viva Barbershop, Viva Nails.
Nice.
Doing that in Bridgeport.
The Viva brand.
Yeah. Pleasure to be here.
Real big.
Viva everything.
Great to have you.
Love it.
So shall we get right into the topics?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. All right. So before we hit record on the mics.
Oh, my God.
I thought we would go.
No, we already did. But before we hit record on the mics, we listened to the new Sexxy Red and Bruno Mars.
Let's do it.
What are we thinking about this track, y'all? What is it called? Fat, Juicy, and Wet?
I don't know.
I feel like I can't even talk about this track in public. You know
my mother listened to this record?
she shouldn't be listening to anything with
I
Sexy
had to
Red's
tell her
name on it.
publicly. I had to tell her on Facebook. I was like, Mom, you shouldn't be listening to anything with Sexy Red's name on it.
Okay.
Right.
Was she listening at home?
Yes, she was.
Okay,
Yeah, she was at home.
Because,
Because if she was out in public,
Right.
first of all, Mama, where are you going?
Right. Like,
they're
where
playing-
are you that
where
they're
are
playing
you
Sexy
right
Red?
now? You need
And
to
get your ass home.
back home. Get your ass the fuck back home. Because
You didn't ask my permission to go out.
What?
right.
Who the hell are you with? I was like, you don't need to be friends with them.
No, because why would they have you there?
Ugh.
So it's like Bruno Mars had no business getting on anything like a new version of WAP, because that's basically what this is.
For real.
Right.
This is the new version of WAP, and it's just weird because it's coming from Bruno Mars, who was, he was throwing grenades for women. He had the Versace on the flow.
On the flow. Dripping in finesse.
He liked you just the way you were.
Right.
Come on.
Like, he had songs that were wholesome and you could listen to around your meemaw
He was telling the
or your kids.
I think I want to marry you.
He was buying flowers.
He was buying flowers. He should have danced with you that
Right.
one time.
Right.
He told you was a treasure.
Man.
Right.
Come on.
And now it's Fat, Juicy, and Wet. What are you doing?
He was telling you straight up and down. Oh.
Well, Maybe because the pockets got dry.
See, and that's, they're saying that he's been in Vegas because he's built up a lot of gambling debt.
And he's not beating them allegations.
He's not beating those allegations.
He's not
at this
beating those
point.
allegations with this record.
Because I feel like Sexxy Red's label was like, hey, you in debt, huh? I got a couple of dollars if you get on the track with Sexxy Red.
The kids love ratchet shit.
Right.
How did we go this far?
Cardi must have been busy.
I would take Cardi over Sexy on this. But I I don't know. I was going to say I don't think Cardi would have allowed
not
Fat, Juicy, and Wet to happen. But
Because
she also had made
well,
wet ass pussy happen.
But look who she did that with.
Meg Thee Stallion.
And then she did Please Me with my good brother in Christ,
Absolutely.
Bru-NO, which
And,
I had said, I was like...
and the Finesse remix.
And the Finesse remix.
Mm-hmm.
Work wife, work husband.
Boom.
Boom. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All I'm saying is I don't want, my 13-year-old doing TikTok dances.
Tell me about it, bro. It's a problem, man. I can't.
Oh, yeah, you a dad.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Eesh.
You have a daughter. How do you feel about this song?
Listen.
Set the scene, D-Dub.
Sexxy Red
You walk into your daughter's bedroom.
is not for the kids.
She doing it for TikTok.
Sexxy Red is for the OnlyFans, bro. I'm trying to tell you. If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She's not for the kids.
Sexy,
Absolutely.
Sexy Red
She's
is for the women.
She's
who
for the
put-
club, yo.
Sexy Red is for the women who put down Julio.
Can't be
Lalo
mad
on
at
their
Sexy
forehead.
Red in the club. Unfortunately, bro.
Sexy
I can't.
Red.
I can't be.
Sexy Red is for those that pop a Plan B with their morning vitamins.
Oh, you stupid, bro.
Wow. Sexy Red is for the people who gonna go out there and partake in them tequila flavored Popeyes wings.
There you go. Get to it. That is for. I don't even know. Does she have names for her fans? I don't care.
I don't know.
Yes, the Sexy Red fans will buy Don Julio flavored wings from Popeyes and be in line like they was there for that chicken sandwich.
And then
I still haven't forgiven y'all for that.
and then sneak them into a club and twerk on a speaker while eating those wings. It's just
See?
It's just
Twerk win just stank.
oof. Wow, you are in.
I'm sorry.
You are in.
We haven't been
rare
here for a
form
while. I'm
tonight.
sorry.
We haven't. So we got a lot of pent up off-color comments to make on tonight. Bear with us, family.
I'll behave.
Nah, we ain't got time.
We'll
for
cut
that.
that out.
Come on now. There's no time to behave.
No, but seriously, why is this song happening?
When you got to get out of debt, you got to do some things.
I just want to know what happened to the talent. He's a great talent.
Yeah.
He's a great talent. I mean,
A phenomenal.
he was up there, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
just in conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
He got the green light from Babyface.
There you go.
And I feel like if you gonna get if Babyface greenlit you there. Like you in the ranks. I have been and still am. I'm not gonna let this one song be like, you know what, I can't listen to Bru-NO no more.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I will say that I am disappointed in my brother. Cause you better than this.
Right.
You know you better than this. Like,
I
that's
agree.
the shit that make me mad. Like, we grown. And D-Dub don't try to be coy. Listen,
I'm not.
we have all seen an early 2000s Ebony XXX scene at some point in our lives. Does that song not sound like the intro?
Man,
D-Dub?
you.
It
It is BET After Dark, bro. I mean, at least.
Tell me when that song, just envision like Pinky's ass walking.
And then Brian Pumper walk in the room.
See? she's not a
Pussy
role
so
model.
good, make me throw up the set. Bruno, my brother, you are nearing 40.
It's Bruno fault, man. I'm mad at you, bro.
I don't know if we can blame Bruno.
We can't. Again, I'm not blaming Bruno.
But we're also not excusing him.
Right. And you left the door open.
Right.
I see what you did there. That was quick. That was very quick.
You left the door open. You held us down for a year during COVID time. We were quarantined in, but you told us to leave the door open.
We've come so far from this.
I remember this album vividly. They doubted me with this album.
No, because we have content dancing to this.
We do.
Yeah.
But the folk doubted me with all the singles he was dropping. It was like, I don't know. I was like, but if there's one thing I know about my brother in Christ, Bruno, he's going to give us heat. But everybody gets one. This is his one.
I just want to know, see, like, okay, first of all, number one, is this just a Lucy or is this like a rollout to a new album?
I feel like it's a Lucy.
I hope so.
As do I.
Because if this is the lead single to a new album, I'm afraid of what the rest of the album sounds like.
Oh, absolutely. I agree.
Also, I feel like if this song had to happen at all, it should have come out in like May, June. Because although I'm not a fan of people twerking at brunch,
This is also true.
that sounds like the song that would get the brunch
Yes.
going.
Do not twerk around me while I'm eating my fish. and
Right.
grits,
Nope.
My eggs Benedict. Don't bring your twerk wind cross my hollandaise sauce.
I didn't ask for dingleberries on my waffles. I'm just...
Don't sound pleasant. Don't sound pleasant.
But
But I feel like this is a Lucy. It's much like the one he did when he did "Please Me," because "Please Me" was just what it was.
Please Me was yeah.
It was just a single. They dropped it. We loved it because they were riding off of the momentum of.
But also, weren't they on the same label?
It's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah, I think that may have been like a label thing. See, like you've played several Bruno Mars hits during this conversation.
And none of them sound on brand for
that.
For that.
Ah, yo, right?
I just this is just a personal wish before we move on to the next topic.
He's taking himself out the Hall of Fame right now. Like,
No,
Just one.
No, it's
No.
just one.
It's just one.
Like
yo,
Denzel's
you
been
can't,
saying,
man.
everybody
You've been
gets
falling
one.
out.
Everybody deserves them. Everybody gets one.
Everybody has that one song. I was like, what were you doing?
Like, you gotta get it out your system.
I'm sure even your favorite artist has a song that was like, what were you thinking
doing?
when you put that out?
Like every artist has at least that one.
At least.
At least one. If you think hard enough.
So this
every
is
artist has at least one.
and that's what we're
But
saying.
At least one.
But this one is like in bold.
This
Because
one
it's a
is
single?
With the majors like the darkest ink. I mean,
this one is like that one negative review
Right.
that weighs down so heavy
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
that you
Real
need
big.
25 5-star reviews
Yeah.
to get your score back up.
Like at this point, you need to call Keith Lee because that one bad Yelp review
right.
just brought your profits down a little
Yeah.
bit. But yeah,
Right. Wasn't he at the Super Bowl? Right? He did the
he
Super Bowl.
was at the Super Bowl
Twice.
and I'm glad. Look at the segue, sir. Did y'all catch?
He's good at this.
Yes. Did you guys catch the Beyonce Bowl on Christmas?
Of course, I was there. Not physically.
Okay, I was like, you were at the game.
I seen all the previews, but not the actual.
Yeah, okay. Because I didn't see it live, but it is on Netflix. So I did go back and watch it after the fact.
it was dope.
It was
It was dope.
It was dope. It
She's
was
Beyonce.
I was about to say Beyonce rarely disappoints. I can't really think of too many times where she has disappointed.
Right.
You know, the only people that didn't like the Beyonce Bowl were people that are not into country music, because she did the whole, well, not the whole Cowboy Carter album, but she did nothing but the Cowboy Carter album during the Beyonce Bowl. And I know that turned some people off, but I'm like, it's still an A1 performance from beginning to end. She brought out all the country singers that were on Blackbirds. Was it Blackbirds the name of the song?
I'll take it.
Yeah, listen. Beehive, don't kill me, because I don't remember.
We are still giving her flowers.
Yes, we are still giving her flowers.
And credit.
But she also brought out Post Malone. And
The DEI.
yeah. Was that okay. I'm going to sound like a horrible person.
It's all right.
But that was Shabuzi, right?
Yes.
Okay, because just looking at him, I couldn't tell if it was Shabuzi or 2 Chainz. But it's like I knew Shabuzi was on the song, but he looked like 2 Chainz.
Right. Well, it's kind of, it wouldn't be 2 Chainz.
Right, because he wasn't on the album.
Yeah, so it wasn't on the album.
Right, but it was an A1 performance. The only thing that it's not even a blemish on the performance. I just felt like the end of the performance was oddly similar to the way that Rihanna did her Super Bowl performance, where she got on the stage and the stage was suspended in air, and then
That was cool.
Right, it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but it was just weird. Like, Rihanna was only 2-3 years ago.
About that, right?
Right. So to have the same exact, well, not the same exact ending, but like have such a similar ending was like, it's so soon to do that again.
Got it.
Especially from the same camp.
Got it.
You know?
Oh, yeah, then Rock Nation.
Yeah, that whole Rock Nation camp. It's so soon to just do that same trick again at the
also
end.
threw in the bang.
Yeah,
That had some people.
did it have people up in arms?
Yeah.
Why?
What did she do?
She did the.
She did like the gun fingers at the end, and like it said bang at the bottom of the stage.
Okay.
But I'm like, I did see some people had an issue with that, but I'm like, for what?
Yeah, it went. It came and went.
Yeah, I was like, y'all just needed to find something wrong with it. And there was also one, and I don't remember which of the country singers was like, she was just so excited that she took a step like a half count early. And like you could see on Beyonce's face, like she was kind of like laughing it off. But outside of that, it was Beyonce level performance.
For sure.
And now what? This is what? Is it 2 Super Bowls for her? Or is it 1?
2.
So it's
no.
2 Super
3.
So
She had appearances and things like that.
Yeah. So this would be, as far as Super Bowl, she's done 1.
okay.
Like that's just like he said, as far as but 2 appearances.
Right, because there was 1 Super Bowl with Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
And then there was another Super Bowl when the lights went out.
That was her.
Right. So this was
So she's
so
she's
this
really
is the
only
Beyonce
had,
Bowl.
this is the Beyonce
so
Bowl.
this is now her 3rd performance for the NFL.
Well, the Beyonce Bowl, was that for the NFL?
Ain't this
Yeah,
Kendrick-
that was the Christmas.
NBA?
That was the
This
Christmas
is
game.
Kendrick's 3rd one too, right?
So that was for the
We're getting there.
NBA.
What?
Beyonce Bowl's for the NBA.
No, that was the NFL. That was the Christmas game for the Houston Texans.
You're right.
Yeah.
Then who was for the NBA?
I don't know.
It might have been. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're
Nobody pays attention to the performances at NBA games.
You're absolutely right. So there was 2013 was when the lights went out in the Superdome.
Right, and
That's when she brought
about
out.
that.
Yeah, that's when she brought out Destiny's Child.
right.
Then 2000.
I want to say 16 or 17 was her and
17
Bruno Mars,
was when her and Bruno Mars took over because Coldplay was the headliner,
which was odd.
which was wild
Yeah.
to have
Right.
Coldplay as the headliner, but then
Bruno and
bring
Beyonce
out
are
the
opening.
2 biggest pop stars to like
Because who remembers it was Coldplay
Nobody.
headlining at that point?
nobody.
After Bruno and Beyonce are done, who remembers
Like
Coldplay was headlining?
like I probably went upstairs to refill. I was like, all right, let me go get some more wings and pizza.
I don't think Rock Nation was doing it yet, right?
No,
No,
not at that
no,
point.
not at that point. No.
They've only been doing it for about 2 or 3 years now.
Because around that time, was the time when you were like, wouldn't it be cool if, or when someone came out like Beyonce
Right.
was like, oh, someone's up there, but now we're at the point where like,
'Cause-
headlining and
Right.
Yeah.
Because I want to say Beyonce and Bruno, like, they were the ones that kind of made it okay for black artists to get up there after Janet.
Yeah.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they've been trying to clean up that image.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and shift right into the Kendrick Bowl.
Hey.
Did you see that the city of Louisiana made a statement already regarding? Yeah.
I wonder what that was. That's
Yeah, I'm actually about to quote it right now. Give me 1 second. All right. So, Louisiana legislatures prefer family-friendly Super Bowl halftime performance. So, some quotes out of their statement go as follows. And I quote, "We realize that these past vulgar performances may have been acceptable to the residents of those states where the Super Bowls were held, but in Louisiana, these lewd acts are inappropriate for viewing by children, objectifying women, and are simply not welcome by the majority of Louisiana parents." And they go on to say, while certainly a large amount of support exists among many Louisianians who are excited about the Super Bowl coming back to New Orleans, many are also hardworking taxpayers with children who have serious concerns about the fact that past Super Bowl halftime performances have been less than family friendly.
That's a lie. The kids don't care.
This is coming from the city.
But to make it sound like the kids.
Right. But the children. But this is coming from the city where women flash titties for a 99-cent Party City necklace.
You literally have there is literally a party every year
Right.
on Bourbon Street
Exactly. Every February.
where lewd and lascivious behavior is been going on for millennia.
Do we care about the kids then? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it now that we got a hip hop artist performing, do we suddenly care about making it family friendly?
And what previous shows? Because as I quickly go back into my Rolodex of past Super Bowl shows,
Mm-hmm.
which ones have been scantily clad? And so, like, is that just, are you still living in
The Justin
the
Timberlake
Justin
and Janet
Timberlake and
Jackson
Janet
situation?
Like, are you still
Because
sitting
I'm
on
actually
that?
Googling right now where that took place.
What year did that happen? Damn the place. What year did that happen?
2004.
Okay, I knew I was in. I was gonna say 2003.
That was
I gonna be close
2004,
enough.
yeah. So I'm trying to see what city that actually took place in.
Like that was like Vegas somewhere.
I'm gonna say Dallas.
You might be right, but I'm also not reading this entire thing just to find that out.
Let's say 2013. I mean 2003 Super Bowl.
It says it mentioned New York, but I don't think it was in New York.
Yeah, keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
Yeah. But anyway, so for the last big scantily clad scandal to happen literally 20 years ago, like, it's, why are you bringing up old shit? You know what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with Kendrick Lamar or SZA, who was just announced to be his co-headliner or his guest performer, which makes sense because they are on tour together right now. Do we have any predictions for what songs they're going to perform, though?
San Diego, California.
That was in San Diego.
California.
Okay. Do we have any predictions? Because I feel like they're gonna at this point. I feel like they might open up with All the Stars. because that would make sense.
Okay.
And then do 30 for 30. I can't think of any solo SZA songs that I want to hear at the Super Bowl personally.
She has none.
Oh,
I mean,
has none.
It's no shade.
It's not shade.
not
It's just
shade.
everything is just like
It's just when you're doing
emotional
like
and-
it's very low. Like it's just low tone. It's like
I mean,
I hear you.
it's
I hear you.
when you think Super Bowl, like
It's got to be
anthems.
one.
Like
That album had like 30 songs.
he said, there's gotta
and they
be
just
one.
dropped the deluxe.
Oh, did
So
they?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but all the stars would be a good opener.
Everyone wants to hear Not Like Us.
Oh yeah,
I feel like that's inevitable. But I don't know if he's actually going to do the lyrics. I feel like the band is going to
I
play
think they're
Not
gonna
Like
play,
Us.
but he's not gonna sing, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I feel
rap
like
too.
the band is going to play Not Like Us, and then he's going to swerve and do something completely.
Maybe do one of these moves, like let the audience sing it.
Right. Like he did at the Pop Out, because he performed it a couple times, and in one of those times, he said nothing, and the audience just performed the entire song for him.
Yeah, because you could get out of that by just having the audience sing it.
loopholes.
Exactly.
But I feel like I read somewhere, and I don't know how accurate it was, but they said that like he pretty much can do what he wants.
I also forgot Luther. That's one of the biggest songs since
Oh.
GNX dropped.
Yeah.
Like that song went viral for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely gonna do Luther. They'll probably close with that.
That's a good, solid closeout.
Yeah, they can close with Luther. So if they open up with All the Stars, close with Luther.
Not Like Us is in between somewhere.
Yeah, or yeah,
It somewhere.
Somewhere.
I would like King Kunta because I just feel like that would be like a cool performance piece.
Yeah. That and it might be because wasn't All Right was
We gonna be all right. Didn't he do that at the Super Bowl with Dr. Dre?
you might be right. I don't remember.
I didn't
everybody's-
remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There were too many
Yeah, I don't remember the
on
complete
stage.
line.
Yeah,
up
yeah,
there
it was
'cause
a lot. It was great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
It's a lot.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic time.
What do you guys think local? What are people doing local for Super Bowl? I mean,
I don't even know.
what's going on? You think?
Oh, wait.
You think Bridgeport's?
I know B-Side is doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, B-Side. Digga has already posted that she's having a little Super Bowl thing there.
Sports Bank has to be doing something.
Of course.
I just don't feel the buzz sometimes. Like
I haven't felt that buzz
right?
in a very
Okay,
long
Super
time.
Bowl. Let's go to.
Yeah.
Because we extremely last minute.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, yo.
My resolution is to do everything 2 weeks ahead. So I'm texting everyone in the group like 2 weeks ahead.
But you know what it is? I feel like small businesses and things like that, they feel like if they announce it too far in advance, then that gives other businesses time to try to undercut and promote.
I like what you're saying. I like what you're saying. I disagree totally,
Okay.
but I like what you're saying because it is true. There's a sense of like someone's gonna take it, right? Or the customer's gonna forget. And none of those should be taken into consideration.
Right.
And I'll tell you from my point of view what I mean by that. What I'm saying is that the earlier, the better.
Okay.
Just based off of you can repeat it as many times as you want to.
Right.
Between here and then. It could be 2 weeks, it could be a month, right? You repeat it a million times. The other thing is that you can't go off of what someone else is going to take. Because if you look at what's out there, there's nothing someone can take. And the reason why I say that is because we're so creative. We're creatives.
Everybody's so
Creators,
creative.
right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fear that's not conducive to your run in your business. Meaning that we are creatives and creators from the beginning, which means that we're not just taking a slice out of the pie,
Right.
right? So, for example, if you get a lot, I get a little, or if I get a lot, you get a little.
Right.
To me, is not true. It's not real. Why? Because in the sense of consumption, you get a million more things out of it just by consuming. This is what I mean. If you take an apple and you bite it, you ate the apple, but seeds that come from that apple, you throw that in the ground, and now you have many trees, right? So what I mean by that is that there's no pie, and I hate when people say that, like, hey, you know, it's a piece of the pie or this and that. There's no, it's not like a bakery where you can just like consume and you can't get it back. We're meant to be able to, in our creative space, outdo whatever we were gonna whatever we did yesterday, and therefore also taking that into another level, which means that I'm never gonna be in lack. I'm never gonna be in need. I'm never gonna be struggling. Or I'm never gonna be scattering for money or for a certain goal. What I mean by that is, real quick, is that you are in control of what you are able to achieve. Why? Because from the beginning, it was placed and it was meant that way. That you create, and when you're in your creative space, kind of like we talked about Bruno Mars, when you're in your creative space, you could get anything you want from your creative. So Bruno Mars, the way we know him and the way that he got us used to was him being so creative that we say, oh, here's my money, here it goes, or here's my view, here's my attention, right? And here it comes with this, and now we're like, wait, dude, like you gave us this, and now you're giving us that. So he did that to himself right now, right? So he can redeem himself next time. But back to what I was saying, what I'm saying is that your creative will get you to where you want to get to. So back to the question of early or not, I feel strongly that you should promote and you should be very vocal about it, is what you're doing, and know that someone can't jack.
It's real sensitive. It's like it's 2 weeks only. Like, yo, you gotta have that shit ready 2 weeks only.
Right.
It's, you know, it's like a luck of the draw. Like,
But I've also
throw the dice.
Just based on personal experience, because we do a lot of events, right? And we've tried several ways to market our events, right? We've done, advance tickets. We've done pay at the door. We've done, so many different things, right? And what I've learned is people don't decide what they're going to do until the day of.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
But
and
two 2 weeks gives you the opportunity to spice it up.
Right. And
Put
to
it
give
in their
people
head,
options.
and spice it up. You gotta spice it up.
What is
You know what I'm
spicing
saying?
it up?
Like, like you said, you gotta plant the seed. Yo, it's not called the kickback no more. It's called the R&B experience. Yo, check us out. That's the
I have
seed.
noticed people are still calling it a kickback.
Yeah, you're right. I know, right? That's the seed. But
I mean,
but
years, it's what it's been called.
Right.
within the 2 weeks, you can say, yeah, we're gonna have this caterer there. We're gonna have such and such there as well. Oh shit, this dude is coming through. You have people to say they coming through. So I'm just saying, it's a double-edged sword. It's real sensitive.
There's a lot of variables.
Time sensitive. It can't be 3 weeks. It can be 10 days. It doesn't have to be 2 weeks.
It depends on the event.
Yeah.
It depends on the event. Because
Right.
if it's like a gala,
It could be
then you
4
gotta
days.
give people time.
Gala, you're not throwing together. In 10
Right.
days.
You're not,
Right.
But it all depends on the type of event it is. So like for a Super Bowl situation, yeah, like right after the NFC and AFC games, you should be getting your flyers ready because you already know what two teams are going to be in the Super Bowl. So then you could, work on, all right, your Eagles versus Chiefs flyers and things like that. You know what I'm saying? It's what? Red versus green.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you can create a drink menu that have red and green drinks, so on and so forth. But
you can work on your pitcher wing package.
Right.
Because you can't have the Super Bowl without wings.
Right.
Absolutely not. If there's no wings, why am I here?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, what's his name? R.I.P. to Two Boots.
Oh, that was
Oh,
a spot.
Bro, right?
Two Boots
That was
no longer?
Yeah,
no,
they
Two
been-
Boots has been gone for
Yeah,
several
bro.
years.
Several years.
Mad about it.
And like even
I used to love
like,
going to Two Boots for Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, and I've never been there for Super Bowl, but just football Sundays.
Yeah.
I was always there. if not every Sunday, every other Sunday, me and my boy pulled up to Two Boots on a Sunday because they had like you could get like the $20 picture of like Bud Light and some wings for dirt cheap.
Right.
And you knew they was gonna be there every Sunday.
Granted, we're not sponsored, so I'm not advertising anybody, but have you ever been to Blind Rhino on a Super Bowl Sunday?
I am.
They get packed.
I bet. I bet.
It would be good to have a list of places, you know,
Yeah.
to be like, oh, look, these are the 5 top in Bridgeport.
Right.
Check them out. And again, sponsorship or not, I'm just saying.
No,
You're
I agree
not
with
being
you.
sponsored by anyone, but I agree with that. And yes, a little bit to what we were saying, 2 weeks or 1 week. So when we set up something, let's say we set it up a month in advance, and you know we'll open it up 2 weeks before for whatever it is, tickets or whatnot. But honestly, I just to just close that out, I just think that finding the group that is for you is very important. So important that it can make it a successful night or not. So if you're just throwing it out to everyone, great. But if you're throwing it out to the people that you serve, those are the people that are going to respond to you. And then you do the, you know, whatever it is that you need to do, the tickets, the timeline, etc. The limited offer, you know. So I think more than anything is for example, there are people that don't care for the Super Bowl. You can mention and you can say, hey, it's Sunday, and they're like, it's not their thing. But for the people that is their thing, you best be sure they're interested where are the 5 places to go to, or where's that going to happen. So it's a lot of dynamics to it. But yeah, I definitely agree that there aren't many places in Bridgeport, meaning just going back to, you know, that people are buzzing about Super Bowl.
Personally, I prefer to be in somebody's house.
Oh, we share that for sure. Like I don't know, what is it? You know, I got little boys, and you know, I like to see them acting up from like one end, and running back and forth and watching the TV and talking to friends.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, every now and then I'll go out to like a bar, but yeah, if it's my choice, then I'm like, all right, everybody, let's meet up at such and such. You know, I'll bring the wings, you bring the dip, like that type of thing. I prefer that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
But
Free tickets to the Arm Brew seminar, how to promote an event. Here we go, yo. See, we gave out too many secrets. Too many.
Listen,
way too many, bro.
If you want to talk about promoting an event,
stop it.
Come see me. Come see us.
Yeah, bro.
Because that, you know, that's I love to help people get results.
Okay.
That they want to get, you know, that they should get. Matter of fact, that they don't even realize is there. And some of the fear has to get taken away, and let's just go do it. You know, even business owners, and I'm just gonna say this really quick. Even business owners that are entrepreneur for a moment and they open their space, in that journey they could forget that feeling of entrepreneurship, and if that goes away, now you're just owning your own job and working yourself down to, you know, wherever it is that your tipping point is. So I want to help you. I want to help you not get to that tipping point and know what you're doing. Take control of what it is that you're meant to do for you and your fam, and your business.
We told them you own your own business yet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is like entrepreneurial mentorship kind of like one of the things that you do?
You know, it is one of the things that I do. It's a minor part of what we do now. When I say we, I mean like my team, and my son, my wife. She's in there as well. So it's a minor thing. It's a small thing now, but it's going to be a bigger piece by the end of the year. We're getting people together, like a space like this. We're talking a lot about how to follow through on certain things. And to answer your question, it's a mentally is a major thing, but we're working on a few projects right now that are some expansion projects that we're working on, you know, acquiring space and things like that. Since, you know, we're rightfully so growing, like every business should grow, not just our business, but every business should grow, because if you're not growing, you're not staying still. By the way, guys, if you're not growing, you're not staying still. If you're not moving, you're going backwards. There's no such thing as just holding it. If you ain't moving forward, you're moving backwards, right? So it's naturally for you to expand in whatever field you're in. So, but what we're doing is expanding a little bit now. We're holding some free, say classes or instructions, and people come and we talk about kind of like how we're doing it here, just in a little bit of a business environment, and people ask questions, and we try to answer those, because we want to give, man. We want to give as much as possible.
Give back to the community.
Absolutely.
Share the information.
Absolutely.
I get it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Someone shared it with me,
And so we pass on.
and so we pass it on.
Quid pro quo. One hand washes the other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's
Kwanzaa.
Yeah, every business owner in Bridgeport or anywhere, but every business owner in Bridgeport should have access to, what it is to learn, what it is to have a business, what it is to grow it, what it is to, what to expect from it, not to feel a certain way about what you charge, or make sure that you're giving out value, that comes with, with the lot. It's loaded, but you got to give value.
Right.
You got to give value. Some of my toughest times have been when I hire someone and they give me a product or a service that has no value to it. It just has a job done, which is good, and pay me, see you later. And I believe that's
What would you consider to be valuable?
what I consider to be valuable. It's a lot of aspects to it, but one of them is value is, for example, if let's go barbershop. If you go into a barbershop, right, wherever you are, a haircut should come with, washing the head, hot towel. It should, include a steam, let's say.
Sounds like an expensive haircut.
Right, doesn't it? Right, and that, for sure, right?
I've already gotten to $150.
Already 150, right?
$150.
Right, and we're not even close to that.
See, you're bald. You haven't had to go to a bar. No, I'm joking.
Right.
I'm down. I'm not ashamed.
Yeah, you can still come. Listen,
You haven't even sat in
Yo.
the chair yet.
You haven't sat in
For
the
real.
chair.
No. Listen, a baldy with all that treatment is probably the best $150. Probably.
Oh, absolutely.
I can tell you that.
Absolutely. And that's what I mean. And hey, that service could be $30. I'm just saying, there is a level of value that should exceed certain parameters. So, meaning, if you believe in giving, and then asking, that's what value means to me. For example, I am going to make sure you're good, and then me making sure that you're good, in return, you're going to make sure that I'm good.
Right.
Period. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of value. So making sure that your customer is good, truly, genuinely, really pays off. Big dividends.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I can't argue with that logic.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Can't argue
You're
with
that, right?
logic.
Don't, listen, you go into a space. You want to get the best you can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And pay as little as possible, right? That's the thing, right? But honestly, getting the best you can, right, sometimes comes with a price tag, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how you position yourself to offer what it is that you are selling is how it will determine if the customer will buy into what you're doing. So if you present me a great offer, I am going to go ahead and bite. For example, you see those commercials on TV for Wendy's. Maybe they have the worst chicken sandwich. Some people think they're the greatest. But that commercial looks like the best chicken sandwich I've ever seen, right? When I go purchase it and buy into it, it tastes like cardboard, right? Let's say. I'm not saying it does. I'm just giving an example, right? They just made you a great offer. You went and purchased it, right? We sometimes forget that the offer has to be amazing. You never hear that term, they ain't got nothing to offer. You ain't got nothing to offer. That has a background. And the offer is greater than what you're selling because that's what's going to intrigue people to come and purchase what you're selling. So that offer has to be on point for the person to say, "Hey, you know what? Let me go get that chicken sandwich."
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know Wendy's had a chicken. I just be going to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Nah, no. When these chicken sandwiches, they up to the standard.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you.
Are
bro.
they?
Are they?
Yeah, they up there.
Nice.
Catch them on a good day,
I used to
Yeah.
love Chick-fil-A.
Every day should be a good day.
right?
I like Wendy's. But
Consistency.
I used to love Chick-fil-A. Then they started popping up everywhere, and some of them are not so great anymore. But love Chick-fil-A. Love the sandwich.
For sure.
If I could, which I don't, I would have 5 top Chick-fil-A's in the area. But that's another show.
Interesting. That's leave that up to Dame and Jimmy.
But yeah, that's pretty much what value sums up to. And back to the Super Bowl, I love it because we get together, we have fun, we invite friends. The idea is, just enjoy. And Super Bowl commercials, that's a big part.
Yeah.
One of the best parts.
Easily one of the best parts. We watch for like ranking reasons why you watch the Super Bowl game, halftime show,
Right.
commercials.
Right.
And depending, right, and depending on who you are, the game is probably the lowest.
Right.
Right.
priority.
Because like if your team ain't in it,
It
my
don't matter.
team
you
hasn't
really
been in
don't.
it for
Yeah.
a very long
Listen,
time.
30 years.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I've come to peace with it.
I mean, but my team has only been in it
Whatever.
twice.
At this
in-
point,
once in my lifetime.
At this point, I hate what
Listen,
I hate him.
it's just a good time. Just a good time.
Yeah, like I go, like I said, my team hasn't been around it for nowhere near it for 30 years. But if I get called to go to a Super Bowl party at any house, because
I'm there.
I don't think I've ever been to a Super Bowl out in public, like a bar. Because I think just being in somebody's home is just like it alleviates a lot more stress, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause
I agree.
It's like I don't have to deal, like the majority of people whoever houses I'm going to, like I know them.
Mm-hmm.
So that alleviates, like, I know I'm not gonna like get into a brawl or some shit.
Right. You're
Like,
just chilling.
I'm just
having a good
chilling.
time.
This is just a good time. We
Right.
all around here, and 9 times out of 10, the majority of people there aren't as invested in the game because their
right.
team isn't
Isn't
in it
even
either.
in. You're just having a great time.
We're just here
I'm
for
just
liquor,
here for the food and the
and
conversation.
Right.
conversation, and just sports.
Listen, before we mentioned that performance where Dre and Eminem, everyone was there.
Yeah, it was
Remember
like
that?
Dre, Snoop, 50, Kendrick, Eminem, and
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige. Thank
Okay, good. Not Ronnie Jerkins or anybody who's up there.
No.
Okay. That was a good performance.
It was a great performance.
Everyone was getting on 50. I don't know. I forgot what it was for, but they were.
Oh, because he was hanging upside
Because he
down.
was hanging
Okay,
upside down,
okay.
like in the
like in the original,
like in the original video. But it's been
20 years.
20 years. He's put on a couple of pounds. We all have. I don't.
Listen.
I was 130 pounds in high school when that song came out.
Yeah.
So I am nowhere near that now. But since you brought up Rodney Jerkins, he is. It has been announced that he is going to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
As he should.
And this comes after I had thought people forgot about Rodney Jerkins Darkchild, for those that don't know.
I thought he was gospel. Like
He did do gospel.
He goes
Did he
back
start
and forth
gospel?
a little.
no,
I can't.
I don't know. I just
Yeah.
Well, you know, a lot of those R&B producers out of that time came from.
because he was killing the game for a minute.
Right,
See-
because a lot of folks they were church musicians.
Yeah,
you know,
Revolution.
At some point in life.
Kurt Franklin, he produced that.
There you go. But
Now that
yeah,
I think of it. Yeah.
He did something right with Kurt Franklin.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
Revolution.
Revolution.
Yep, that was Darkchild. So, yeah, Rodney got so many hits, and like you said, you had that fear that most people forget about him or forgot about him, and I remember, especially during the Versus era,
So I was about to bring up.
when it first started, like in its early stages. I like to call it season 1 of Versus.
When everybody was in the house.
when everybody was in their house on an aux court. Like, he had got on his Instagram and just was quiet. He posted a pic and he was like, he goes, I forgot what exactly he said, but he was like, pretty much he's like, yo, I'm ready for anybody who want to challenge me because, like, I do this. And
I was waiting for a Rodney.
I was
Jerkins
waiting
versus.
for a Rodney Jerkins versus, because I'm like, yo, because again, like you said, with that, people forget. And I was like, I think out of all of them that they had, he's like that one that most people don't really talk about enough.
Right.
Like, you had your Babyface Teddy Riley.
Right.
Like, Babyface is still relevant.
Right.
Like,
Right.
he's still writing like hits
Jimmy
that's on
Jam
the
and
charts.
Terry Lewis.
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They're still, like, people need to know about them.
Mm-hmm.
But you had like T-Pain, Lil Jon. You had all these artists, and it's like, but Darkchild
Never gets mentioned.
He needs to get put on this Versus stage. Like, The Girl Is Mine.
That was him.
Was him.
Right.
And that was a record that sat on the top of the charts
Forever.
in '98.
Yeah.
Like,
Back when you had to go and buy the record.
you had to go and buy the record, and this man broke a record was broken with that song.
Mm-hmm.
He had
He
Say My
needs
Name.
that stage. Say My Name.
Right.
Anytime you heard Darkchild, like, a hit was coming.
Right.
Right. It was almost guaranteed.
It was guaranteed.
Right.
So I was like, he needs that Versus stage, and we never got it. And if it did happen, because of, like, I was talking to, shout out to my boy PD3, like, we were talking about it on the internet, and he was like, who do you think, like, would go good up against him? Because you already had Teddy and Babyface.
Teddy Riley.
So I was like, at that point, Brian Michael Cox
That would have been a great.
Would have been a
in
fun
my
one.
personal opinion.
would have been fun.
See, that's right, because that'll raise the awareness, yo.
Because Brian
'Cause-
Michael Cox is another one.
People don't read album covers no more, bro.
Hello.
You right?
That's because there's nothing in it.
And they also don't read the credits
Damn.
on shout outs to Tidal.
That's what it is.
I'm always throw Tidal in there.
Me too.
Like,
Me too.
I read the credits, but I also come from an era of cassette tapes and CDs, so I read that.
Because he's had several hits. I'm looking through those.
Who we talking about?
Rodney Jerkins.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty sure he got an essentials
everybody
list.
from Britney Spears to Mary J. Blige to the Pussycat Dolls to Michael Jackson to J-Lo to Whitney. Come on now.
That's him too.
Darkchild.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh. Like, what was he on when he woke up this day and made this? Like, what possesses you?
Right. And this is Michael was washed already, and this was still good.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
Relax. Supposedly. No. Supposedly.
Listen, he brought him back. I mean, I'm just saying this was great.
Invincible album, right?
Yep,
yeah.
this was
Invincible,
2001. This was his R&B era.
Damn, I got this album for Christmas.
I got the white cover.
I do too.
Like, this,
That was the white cover.
like, they said that this album, like, he was like, this was like a letdown album. I was like, you're insane.
Right.
how.
That would be the
The
other one. for me.
4-track run on this album was
The
ridiculous.
letdown album for me was the one where it looked like Saturn. I don't remember the name of that album. But we're getting off topic.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Rodney. Like I'm always for the like underdog. I guess an underdog, but the unsungs.
I'm also for people getting their flowers while I can smell them.
Absolutely.
And like I said, like that was one of my biggest concerns is people don't give Rodney Jerkins enough credit because he basically had the early 2000s on lock.
It was in his hand.
It was in his hand, and he had people trying to have every artist sound like Brandy for a certain time. Because him and Brandy were locked in like this.
I miss Brandy. On the charts.
Yes,
Right?
Me too. And even with Brandy, like, you know, she hasn't seen the same level of success since her and Rodney Jerkins stopped making music together.
Sometimes
But
that
that's a whole
chemistry.
nother conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole nother one with that.
And sometimes you just got to get
Chemistry,
back to that.
bro.
Like in 2015, Janet got back with Jimmy Jam
Terry Lewis.
and Terry Lewis on the Unbreakable album, and I tell people like y'all slept on that album.
So
Like it was a solid album. Like the only single that really got pushed was No Sleep because J. Cole. But I'm like, but if you sit down with that album, like it just shows you like Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, and Janet can't be touched musically.
So the reason
Like,
why
they
I
can't-
say it's a whole nother conversation is because personally, I feel like a lot of artists don't sound the same once they go independent and they don't have that major label money behind them anymore. So like,
That's true.
you know, Brandy, I'm not counting anybody's pockets because I don't know what Brandy's worth, but it's like, can Brandy even afford to produce an album with Rodney Jerkins right now? You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Busta Rhymes and Redman both just dropped albums in the last month. I was not a fan of either album, but I'm like, personally, I think it's just a personal thing because they are no longer on major labels, so they no longer have that big budget advance to pay these big name producers to make these tracks anymore.
Right.
You know, so their music kind of sounds dated because they're just working with people that they know, which, you know, obviously it's okay.
Right. And their albums aren't really like getting play like that, or their songs. Like Mariah, when she comes back every Christmas, I know that money increases. Again, I'm just saying, because it runs every year.
Yeah.
Right.
Every year.
It's a song that needs no promotion.
No promotion.
Absolutely not.
That and Thriller.
Right. Could you imagine producing something that comes back every year?
Yeah, because it's synonymous with a holiday.
it's
You
synonymous
got Thriller
with
for Halloween. You
Right.
got Mariah Carey for Christmas.
Right.
Like, if you make a song that's synonymous, like, where's the Thanksgiving song?
We need a couple of those. Because remember, I was saying about the creatives. Your creativity will pay for the things that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand.
This was also Rodney Jerkins.
Rodney deserved a versus.
This was good.
Rodney deserved a versus so bad.
Why isn't the Hall of Fame not a bigger thing? You know, like when an artist or a producer gets inducted, I just feel like it's not like, you know, Golden Globes or the
I feel
Oscars.
like it's just like a.
Like a star on the ground. What is
Not
it?
even that. I just feel like if it's kind of like one of those if you know kind of things. Us regular civilians aren't meant to be there. You know what I'm saying? I know some Hall of Fame programs happen on actual television, but I don't see them often. Usually if I catch anything, it's some clip on social media.
Right.
But I think that's just meant to be like an industry kind of a
Celebration
situation.
kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because honestly, like again, like because of viewership or lack thereof, I don't really imagine major networks getting behind these Hall of Fame. I don't know what you call it, but these Hall of Fame productions.
Yeah. Ceremonies.
Yeah, ceremony. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah,
Another one.
you know, if this came up on like TV One or BET, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah.
Another Darkchild.
Why was he not on that versus? This is what I'm talking about, D-Dub. The man deserved to be on that stage. You know what they gave us instead?
Ooh.
Mario, Ray
And
J.
Omarion.
Omarion, I'm sorry. Mario, Ray J. Was it Sammy,
Pleasure P.
Pleasure P, Jeremiah. And what was...
The worst. Wasn't that where it ended?
Yes, and it...
That was the verses that killed it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Way to go out with a bang, Swiss and Timbaland.
Something's off with the system, bro. Something's off.
Because it was like, yo, we gave you like, and what made internet so mad about that was they had asked us who we would want to see
And then gave us that.
and I can assure you, because I am heavy on Twitter streets, I am there. Nobody, I say nobody,
Said, give us
said
Mario
we
and
want to
Omarion.
see Mario and Omarion featuring
Featuring.
I promise.
Sammy, Jeremiah, Bobby
And
Valentino.
I say this to you as a Mario fan. Nobody wanted to see Mario on on the versus stage.
And that's no shade to Mario, because you are the closest thing to, you're like the child of Joe. Vocally.
Yes, because his vocal control is out of
nuts.
this world.
But out of all the people that could have closed, if that was going to be the closer, there were other options.
Okay, so since we're here, do we want to close out the show with our top fives?
Let's do it.
Man, let's get it. You want me to start off?
Go on with it, because I see you already ready.
I'm ready, and I got a sleeper that I know nobody know about unless you an intellect.
Oh, excuse me.
In no particular order.
Mm-hmm.
At the number 1 seed, You Rock My World.
Mm-hmm.
2, Angel in Disguise. 3, He Wasn't Man Enough for Me.
Mm-hmm.
4, If I Told You That. Whitney Houston, George Michael. D-Dub, get into it. Thank me later. 5, Invincible, Michael Jackson.
Forgot about that one.
Wow.
See what I'm saying?
The title track, huh?
The title track.
All right.
And that one don't get talked about enough either.
It was a solid track.
Let me make sure he ain't produced the real one, the real ballad off that album.
What?
okay.
Heaven Can Wait?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That
he
was
didn't
actually
do that.
Teddy Riley.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Oh shit.
Because Teddy Riley played it during his verses.
I forgot.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go with mine.
Oh, Teddy, you bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, Teddy, you are a bastard.
So my top 5 Rodney Darkchild Jerkins tracks are as follows: Say My Name with Destiny's Child.
Okay.
Revolution with Kirk Franklin.
Book of Revelation, chapter 7.
You Rock My World by Michael Jackson.
Of course.
Angel of Mine by Monica. And then The Boy Is Mine, Brandy and Monica.
Basically mine, though.
I thought Angel in Disguise was going to be on your list.
Look, he did the entire Never Say Never album.
He
I just
did.
had to pick a song.
I feel you.
And The Boy Is Mine, as you said yourself, broke records.
Yeah, I did say that. Hard to argue.
So
my
it
own
would
point.
behoove me
It would.
to add The Boy Is Mine to the list.
You are
Yeah.
absolutely right. because
Everyone
I-
was playing that.
What?
I'm talking about like loud.
And it recently
Loud.
just got
You
remade.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It recently
In the
just
hood.
got remade.
In the hood. In the hood.
Mekhi Phifer was in the video. That tells you how old it is.
In my youth, I thought. I mean, I learned in my adult life that they did have beef, but
They were at all.
they were at odds. But I thought truly that there was a man in the industry
Mm-hmm.
they was fighting over. This was too
They sold it.
convincing.
Yeah.
They sold that shit.
D-Dub, you ready?
Nah, yo, Angel in Disguise was my joint.
Okay.
Y'all hit all of my
Right.
ones I would pick, except for one.
What's that?
Hold on, let me. Can I,
Let me
Go
see.
ahead.
Let me
You,
see.
you on the ones and twos, sir.
Yeah, let me see if it's the one that would have made an honorable mention on mine.
this one was
That
a big
was
deal,
going
bro.
to be
It was a
on
big
my
deal,
list.
yo. It was a big
This
deal.
was going to
I'm
be
trying
on my
tell, bro.
list, but I wouldn't say my name.
First of all, Brick, run that back. Run that.
Start it over.
Run
Start it
that-
over. Start it over. Remember this at the Super Bowl?
What?
Close. I lost the music over here.
One band, one sound.
He lost his sound on the headphones.
I can hear it.
Come on, right?
I almost put this on my list. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I thought you was gonna
This-
do it's not
No,
right,
I'm
but it's
trying to
okay.
tell
This was a bop.
I was in the marching band, bro. When I heard this,
Were you
yo,
really?
Yeah, man. Play
Oh,
trumpet.
must-
Play trumpet. Play. Yo, listen.
Must have changed your life.
For real. That was yo.
Cause what?
What?
There is nothing
Right there.
that sounds
Right
like
there.
that.
Right there.
Today there is nothing that sounds remotely close to that.
No, they ain't doing this.
Who? Like, dude,
All we're getting is samples of samples now.
what woke you up in the morning, or maybe in the middle of the night, and said, "Hey, I got this intro,
For real, yo.
It is
Come
gonna
on,
sound like a
man.
march.
Nah.
and it's gonna sound like a marching."
Come on.
Because if it was in the middle of the night, what marching band did you just call up? Hey,
Shit.
hey, Georgia A&T, get the band together.
Southern University. Get Howard University on the phone.
Where's Grambling at?
The real HU.
Morgan State, where you at? Hey, we got. There's something in my mind I need to get out. Only y'all can make it happen. Like, that's insane.
For real, bro. Listen. This was the one for me.
Absolutely. You got anything? You got any more? Okay.
That's about it.
It's not right, but it's okay. That was right.
That was good. Whitney, right?
That was Whitney. I think he produced that too.
Yeah, he did.
This is for Whitney, bro?
Yeah.
Well, this was for Brandy.
No, this was for Brandy.
It's not right, but it's okay. Was Whitney.
Whitney.
I was just watching somebody's content. I know it was another podcast. I don't remember who it was. But they were just talking about how it was so crazy at the time that this song was intentionally offbeat. And just the way that melody is. Like,
What song is
you
that?
know. This is What about us?
Yeah, what about us?
But like just the way like this melody was unheard of at
Real
that point.
Dilla-like.
Yeah.
You know,
He-
she was a one-hit wonder.
Who?
Oh, shit. Ludacris was featured on it. I'm a Boss by like Sharifa.
Oh,
That was another.
I remember that. Wow.
Like Darkchild had.
He did Joe's "I Want to Be a Player" too.
Right, right. So you got a top 5?
I'm gonna try to just throw 5 out there.
Okay, go for it.
All
Come
right,
on
Joe.
with it.
"I Want to Be a Player."
Okay.
You agree with "You Rock My World" by Mike, all right?
Yes, indeed.
"Say My Name." That was up there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Meaning, and well, you got to give it to her too. Her one song that kind of made her some. "If You Had My Love," Jennifer Lopez. Remember that?
Listen,
I'm not shocked, but yeah. Yeah, that was undeniable.
It was.
That was undeniable.
it was, and it's funny because the song "If I Told You That" is so, I don't know which came before, but they're so similar in
He didn't do this one.
What's that?
Still Not a Player, Big Pun.
Yeah. Well, he did.
No, he didn't do. Yeah, he did the original.
He
which
did
is
the
not a
original
play.
with
Okay.
Joe. Yeah.
Yeah.
The talent is there. I mean, that's a lot of songs. That's a lot of songs. I mean, he probably has what, over 50, 60 songs.
This man can just drop like a compilation album of all his hits. Like, why don't producers do that? I'm just curious.
Right.
Well, I'm sure they have a lot of red tape behind stuff like
True.
that.
But DJ Khaled does the.
And he wasn't an
compilations.
asshole in the studio either, bro. I'm trying to tell you. He was mad cool.
I've never seen
Mad
a
cool.
studio session with Rodney Jerkins. But yes, to your point, DJ Khaled does do that kind of thing, but we just know DJ Khaled for that type of situation.
Do you got Need a Boss by Sharif on there? I need to remind the people.
Yeah, because I don't remember that track. I mean, I remember it, but I don't remember like what it sounds like. But I do remember that exists.
Oh, it was that beat knocked.
That was when Jennifer became somebody to the Spanish. Well, started becoming someone after Selena.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember this. This reminds me of the mixtape era. All right, I feel like we're just gonna let this roll us out. I mean, does anybody have any final things they want to say?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me. Pleasure
Thank you
to be
for
here.
coming through, Zeke.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you sitting down with us.
Next time.
D-Dub, you got anything coming up?
All the time.
Come check us
I
out.
guess we're gonna leave that
All
there.
the time.
One last thing, come check us out, Viva Barbershop. 4003 Main Street. Check us out, Viva Barbershop. 4003 Main Street, Bridgeport.
Okay.
Okay.
Denzel.
You're listening to the
Hey, man,
Rhythm
I
and
got
Blues
nothing.
Okay.
Podcast.
Peace.
What you sipping on?
You listening to the Rhythm and Brews podcast.